Okay, we are back for part two. Not sure how many people are actually back after watching the first part. Maybe I scared off a lot of people, but anyway, I decided I'm going to put this part out and hopefully show you a few more tips with using the interactive board software. Again, I'm focusing on the Promethean software, but a lot of the techniques that I'm using also applies to the Notebook 10 software. So if you have an interactive board in your room, hopefully you can pick up a tip or two. Okay, and I will try to focus more on literacy since this is part of our Literacy Day in service. So let's get started. Literacy goes beyond just reading and writing, and it can be applied to really any subject, and really it goes to understanding, comprehending the information. And one way to help students be able to comprehend a concept is the use of video. So here I have a little clip of a video that I found from YouTube. Again, I'll only play a second or two of it, but you can see how it's embedded right into the flip chart. This clip I found on YouTube. Now I could have just inserted a link to the actual YouTube site for this video, but I used a site called keepvid.com where I was able to actually save the YouTube clip so that I could embed it right into this flip chart. And if you have a video on your machine with this software, you can just simply insert, and you can do either media or you can actually insert link file and then just navigate to where you have your video stored on your machine. And it's a great way of having the video play right within your presentation. You can have students come up here, and nice thing, you could annotate, you could be writing while the video is playing. You can have students come up and make comments. So that's keepvid.com. It's just a simple matter of finding a YouTube clip that you like, copying the address, and going to keepvid, where you can just simply paste the address, and then you have the option of saving the video to your machine. It's pretty cool. Most of you are aware of Discovery Education. I know Scott Schaefer is going to be talking about Discovery Education and Safari Montage and some other video sites during his session during the Literacy Day. But the nice thing about Discovery Education is you can also save the video clips to your machine and therefore embed it right into the Active Inspire software or the Notebook 10 software. And Safari Montage is another site. Now with Safari Montage, you're not able to actually save the clips, but you can easily link to a particular clip that you would like to show your students. I'm going to take a moment to talk about text. Most of you are aware of a text tool up here that I could just simply type out a definition or put my information just using the text tool. I'm going to show you another technique then. And by the way, you may want to read this definition of literacy. Great little definition where it goes beyond just reading and writing. Okay. Now to illustrate this, I did not type this definition. I'm going to show you a real quick, easy way to get text onto your page. So my next page is going to be a blank page, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up a website that has text. So let's say that I would like this paragraph to be part of my flip chart. I want my students to be able to read it. I want my students to be able to pick out certain key terms or whatever, change color, whatever you would like to do with this text. Now I could simply copy this text and then paste it, but the drag and drop method also works for text. The same method that we use for pictures can apply to text. I'm just going to left click, drag it down to my Active Inspire, and wait for my Active Inspire to open up, and then I'm going to drag up. Okay, so there's my text. Now the nice thing about this text, I can go in here and edit it. If I don't like the color, I can go up here and change the color. If I don't like the font, I can change the font, I can change the size, I can do a whole bunch of different things with this text. Okay. Now this text can be moved around. Now this is considered one text box, so I'm not going to be able to move individual words around, but let me show you this technique. If I double click inside, where I can actually edit, so if I wanted to retype, I can. If I wanted to add more words, I can. But also that drag and drop method works so that you could have your students come up here, double click, and then if they highlight a word and then drag the word out, you could have a list of words that perhaps they don't understand. But again, it's a double click inside. Now you could also double click on a word. It'll automatically highlight that word and then drag it out. Okay? So that's a nice little technique to be able to manipulate the text. Don't forget about your paint bucket. A paint bucket, if you choose the paint bucket and a color, if I click on a word, it's going to change that word to whatever color that I chose for the paint bucket. So let me just change materials to red. Okay, so that's another way. Like I said, your highlighter, you could just have students highlight words, or you may want to highlight words or circle words, but some other techniques to be able to play around with the text. Okay. Next, I have a little box here. Here I brought in separate text boxes, which allows you to move individual words around. So you could have students manipulate the text or rearrange the sentence structure. Think of different activities that you can do by moving text around. Okay? So again, I'm just trying to give you some ideas that you may want to incorporate. Okay? This page contains some links to some interactive websites that I found. There are thousands of interactive websites. I just have a small sample right here on this particular page. If you access this flip chart off the Y drive, you can actually take the time to link to some of the sites that I found. Great little activity to do with your students is find an interactive website, a review game or something that your students can come up to the board and interact with that particular website. Just keep that in mind. Most of you are aware of Promethean Planet for the people that are using Active Inspire software, and for the Notebook 10 people, you have a Smart Exchange website where you can search for flip charts or Notebook 10 files that other teachers already made that you can use, that you can edit. Now, one little thing that you may not be aware of, you can actually insert flip charts within a flip chart. So right down here I have a link that will open up another flip chart. So you can have multiple flip charts open. You can see up here that I have two flip charts open. I have my literacy flip chart and the one I just opened. And the nice thing is you can easily go back and forth between multiple flip charts. This particular flip chart that I found on Promethean Planet contains 22 pages. You can see up here one of 22. Okay, next I want to talk real quickly about the student response systems that we have. We have several in each of the buildings for the Active Inspire software. We have active votes, which are great for multiple choice, true, false. We also have the active expressions, where students can text in their answers. They can respond to numbered answers, as well as the multiple choice and ranking and all that other types of questions. They're very easy to set up. If you need help, if you are interested in using the response systems, you'd like to set up an activity or a game, please contact me if you need help. Another nice feature of having access to the response systems is the fact that you can ask questions on the fly. You don't have to have all your questions set up ahead of time with these devices. Up here I have the express poll. So if I wanted to ask my students to solve this equation and I want everyone to respond to it, I can hit this icon and I get this little wheel, and if I'm using the active expressions, I have all these different choices. If I'm using the active votes, I'm going to be limited to multiple choice, true, false, yes, no type questions. But I could activate the question just by simply selecting numbered questions, and if I would select that and the students had these devices, they would be able to input their answer. By the way, I found this particular page on Promethean Planet. What's nice about this page is you can pull out numbers, I can pull out variables, okay, I can post equations here. I could have students come up here and put the solution. Oh, by the way, what does x equal? X equals, that's right, x equals 2. So let me throw up my equal sign here. X equals 2. Nice job. Let's circle that. There you go. Okay. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them below. If you want to contact me, you can contact me by email. You can contact me. My cell phone is on my website. So if you need me to come out and work with you, we can work together on lessons. That's part of my job. So please call on me if you need help. Take care.